As usual, we normally start with the UK oil, which from what I have been seeing on the UK oil presently, price has been bearish for a while. In the last 24 hours rather. We can see what happened during the course of last yesterday's trading session. We had our entry point on UK oil right at 121.41, and price moved further up, and we were around this area during the course of yesterday's live session, where I was telling you that we will be expecting a breakout of that supply niche, where we'll be looking for a retest of structure in the form of a reversal pattern to give us signal that price is going to the upside. And I also made mention that if we see a significant breakout of that selling niche, we want to move our stop loss from the entry level to somewhere around $123. And if you had moved your stop loss to $123 as soon as price broke out of that selling niche we identified at around $124, we will be stopped out at $123, which will give you around 150 pips thereabout. So yes, 156 pips. And one thing we observed after price broke back down from that selling niche is that we never had that structure, the form of a reversal pattern to join the trend to the upside. Instead of that, we saw price continue to find lower lows and lower high. Now, with the scenario we have at this point, I want to delete this stop loss levels that I identified earlier. Let's delete this one too as well, and we will have to identify a key level here. If we look left, we can see that we have a key level at 122, I guess. $122, I guess. Yes, $122. If we look left, we can see we have a key level at $122. So we have a key level sitting at $122, and price, if you look at what has been happening lately, we can see that price, we saw this bearish impulse leg. We saw this impulsive move. We saw a sharp rejection of $119. Price came into that key level at $122. Then we saw price come back to $119.50, after which we don't know what's going to happen afterwards. However, it is important that we note here that the bullish trend line we identified on the daily time frame, if I zoom out, we can see we identified two bullish trend line. One is the major trend line, which is the dark tick line you can see on your screen, and the temporary bullish trend line, which you can see with the dotted black line. So at the moment, price is oscillating right above that temporary bullish trend line around this area at $119.50. You can see what I'm talking about here. We want to be thinking this will be a double bottom structure, but we can't say that is until we see a breakout of structure, a retest of structure, and we look forward to a trend continuation to the upside. Most importantly, like I always state here, I always tell you that when price is oscillating either at the top of a bullish trend line or below a bearish trend line, it is very important that we exercise patience, as we want to look for significant confirmation to join either direction that price is going to. And why have I said that? If you look at what is happening here on the bullish trend line, there is a possibility that price could break down that temporary bullish trend line, and the retest of structure could send price crashing to the downside. So because of this possible setup, possible scenario that could happen, we want to take some time out to look at how price is going to play out within this area in the next couple of hours, after which we can make our decision on that. So allow me to hide this one since we don't need it for now, because we really need to study what's happening in the market at the moment. Then we before we can make a decision on that. So the second key level I want to be identifying at this point is at around, I think I will have to choose $119 because that is more psychological considering the round figure. So we will be having uh, our key level, second key level at $119. Hold on a second. Let's give this a purple as well. So we have something like this. So now, as we head into the New York session, we have two major parameters that will be, is it two? Three major parameters that will be our guide going forward. The first one is the first key level at $122. The second one would be the $119 around, which is the purple line in your screen. And the third parameter is this bullish trend line, this temporary bullish trend line I explained to you earlier. So now with those three parameters going into the New York session, this is how we are going to use these parameters to decipher and determine where price action will be going henceforth. So the first scenario we want to be looking out for is a possible breakdown of that bullish trend line. If we see a breakdown of this bullish trend line, which also shares a confluence with the key level at $119, then we want to be looking for confirmations in the form of a retest of structure. That is, it could be the retest of the key level at $119 or probably the key level, sorry, the bullish trend line. Then we look forward for patterns on lower time frame. And when I say lower time frame, I mean your 15 minutes, your 10 minutes, your 30 minutes, your 5 minutes time frame. After which we look for patterns that will support a trend continuation to the downside. And what patterns are we going to be looking out for? It could be a double top structure. It could be an inverse head and shoulder, and it could be a 1 to 3 pattern or probably a rising wedge to. Then we look out for a breakout of structure, a retest into structure, then we could join the decline to the downside. And one thing I want to state here is this decline can actually head into this area at $114 or probably go as far as touching or testing that bullish trend line that we identified on the daily time frame. And this could look something like this I have explained. So that is one scenario we want to be looking out for. And if that scenario finally happens, then definitely we want to be having our entry point right below the structure here. That is, we want to be having a selling opportunity right below $118.50. Then we have a selling position that looks more like this. We have price either come here. We have the first scenario at $114 and the second scenario at a test of this area. Let's just choose 112. That's $112, which will give us around 640 pips. And then we have our stop loss right below, above the key level, which is also a little bit above the bullish trend line. So this is the first scenario we want to be looking out for as we head into the New York session. That is, if we are going to sell this pair, then we want to be looking out for a breakout and retest of structure below the bullish trend line to take advantage of a trend continuation to the downside. That is the first scenario we are looking out for. Now, the second scenario we want to be looking out for is that price will respect this key level at $119, which also shares a confluence with that bullish trend line. And we want to see a breakout of this key level at $112, then a retest of structure. Then we look for patterns that supports a trend continuation on a lower time frame, that is your 15 minutes, your 10-minute time frame. And then we look for breakout of structure, retest of structure, and we take advantage of a bullish momentum to the upside. So that is the second scenario we're going to be looking at for this pair. So if we are going to be looking out for a buy opportunity, then definitely we want to be looking out for an opportunity right above that key level at $122 going forward. Now you would be asking that what are we going to be doing? Are we just going to stay back and watch our price plays out between here and here, which is already around, which is about 200 pips? Well, for me personally, what I would say in this regard, it has to do with your kind of trading. If you are a scalper, if you are one who trades on a lower time frame, definitely we can't scale down to a lower time frame and look for structures right above this $119 area that supports a trend continuation. And this could be a double bottom structure, an inverse head and shoulder, a reversal pattern, whatever that is. Then we look out for breakout retest of structure to take advantage of that move right from this area. However, if you are a long-term perspective trader, definitely I want to advise a long-term perspective trader like me, for instance. I want to advise that we wait for the breakout of that key level at $122 and we wait for retest of structure to give us confirmations in the form of a reversal pattern on lower time frame to join the potential rally to the upside. So these are the scenarios I'm looking out for as we head into the New York session. So what is our position going to be like for the buy opportunity when it finally happens? So this is what I'm looking out for. Hold on a second, please. Let me get this sorted. All right. So the buy opportunity we are looking out for on a long-term perspective still stands around this area. And then we have our stop loss to protect our account right below the previous structure around this area, maybe around 120 or $121. Then we have our take profit target, which still remains at $130. And mind you, if you remember what I said about the selling niche yesterday, I told you that if we do have a breakout of that selling niche, probably in the future, and it could happen today, we never can tell how the volatility could push price further to the upside. So if we have a breakout of the selling niche, then definitely we want to look out for a retest and a reversal pattern to take advantage of a selling continuation where you are welcome to add one more position to this trade. So this is the scenario we are having here on the UK oil. And remember, yesterday we had the breakout of that selling niche. We had the breakout of the selling niche, but we were not able to take advantage of a bullish trend continuation because we never saw a retest that looked more like a reversal pattern within this area to take that move to the upside. So because of this, we were not able to take any bullish momentum yesterday as we needed to wait for price action to play out and exhaust itself before we can think of what we want to do going forward. So this is the scenario we are having here on the UK oil. I have already painted a scenario where if we are going to sell, if selling opportunity arises, what we are going to be looking out for right below the key level at $119. And if we are going to buy, we're going to be looking out for structures right above $122. However, I also made mention of the fact that for those who are scalpers and who might be thinking, what are we going to be doing if price continues to rise within this area and the key level is around 200 pips? Are we going to miss out on that? Well, I mentioned that we should be looking out for a reversal pattern here, probably on your 5 minutes time frame or 10 minutes time frame, and look out for structures that support a trend continuation to the upside, so you can take advantage of that if that suits you. But if you are very patient, then you could wait for that breakout to happen before you take advantage of that momentum to the upside. So I think I've made justification on the UK oil. I wouldn't know if there are questions or further clarifications needed. Then you can highlight this in the comment section so that we can look at this together. So I'll be giving like 10 seconds for that. So let's see if you have any questions whatsoever on this pair we just discussed this morning. So 10 seconds starting from now. Honeygood, hi, good morning to you. Samsoni, good morning to you. I'm glad to have you around. Okay, Jora Bells, hello, hi. Aquino from Philippines, oh great, you're welcome on board. And I hope to see more of you around. Sevenus, okay, hi. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Okay, Tommasino is from Germany. You're welcome. From Somalia, you're welcome. Great to have you guys around. Oh, can. All right, we'll look at BTC USD. Well, BTC USD has been crashing since the beginning of the week. We will look at it and let's see how that plays out. If there is time, by the way. 38906607. Hello, you're welcome on board. Glad to have you around.